Hi everybody, this is Will Bowen with today's Jumpstart. I know for a fact it was Henry David Thoreau that said, many a person can mark a change in their life at the reading of a certain book. Paraphrased, of course. That's not exactly what he said, but what he's saying that many people can cite reading a book and their life changes. One specific book. I've been so honored that people from around the world, hundreds if not tens of thousands of people, have sent me emails saying that my book was the book. And I am just so honored about that. Well, as I continue my Masters of Life series this week, I want to tell you about a book that did that for me. A book that I just went, wow! It shifted my telescope. It focused everything a little bit better for me. The book is The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. I'm really fortunate now. Dan and I actually have the same literary agent. I haven't met him yet, but just seems like a wonderful person. The book was just astounding. They made it into a movie with Nick Nolte, so if you want the Cliff Notes version, you can watch that. I thought it was pretty good. Nolte played Socrates, the old man. The concept behind the book is that Dan Millman, it's done in the first person, is at the university in Berkeley, I think it is, in the early 1960s, and he is a gymnast, and he is struggling really, really hard to be the best and to go to the Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. But he gets injured. And along the way, he meets this man who works at a gas station who is a font of profundity. How's that? Font of profundity. He is a very profound man. He is basically what we are to consider to be an enlightened master. And he teaches Dan along the way and helps him grow and to discover his full capacity. Really good book. The interesting thing, one of the quote I want to give you today, rather, is at one point, Socrates tells Dan to sit down on a stone that's out in the back of the car garage and to sit there and to stay there until he has something truly important to say, something that is really important to say. This was a mindfulness exercise, and if I recall correctly, he sat on this stone overnight and throughout most of the next day. And he kept coming up with things, and he's like, no, this is not truly, truly profound. This is not truly, truly vital. This is not significant. And ultimately, he did in fact come up with something that was all of those things. And he came in and he said, this is our quote for today, "There are no ordinary moments." Let me say that again. There are no ordinary moments. That is so self-evident, but it is the thing that we as human beings tend to forget quickest. We tend to let it go. I was having tea with a friend of mine the other day. He's a very successful doctor. And he was talking about his biggest problem is he forgets to enjoy his life as he's going along. He's so busy with what he's building and developing. He's got several offices now and everything. But to just sit back and to breathe, to enjoy the process. So, nothing you face today is going to be ordinary. It's going to be repetitive. 85% of what we eat, say, do, think, we did, said, done, thought before. It's going to be repetitive, but it's not ordinary. It's a whole new situation. And when we begin to look at things as more than ordinary, okay, as not ordinary, what we begin to find is that everything is extraordinary, extraordinary, extraordinary. Begin to develop that appreciation today, that extraordinary appreciation. And remember, there are no ordinary moments. Enjoy today. We'll talk tomorrow. Bye-bye.